guess this is that video you get where I plug it in and you see how it fucking blows to pieces on me before I chip chop it up with the scissors here. Watch this. See? It's not supposed to do that. I just had to redo the whole box, make a similar box to they did it with the XT90s and the zip ties. Partly because they sent me the wrong top plate before, and then partly because I wanted to go up in the voltage. Alright, we're at the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning. Oh, I went a little too far, but we basically made a box. Yeah, the bottom box here. Boom. And then we worked on the top box, you know. But then, you know, fast forward a shit ton. This timeline could have been way shorter. Tell you what, it's not long enough, you know what I'm saying? But eventually, then you gotta get the holes right, and then you gotta get it ready for the printer. Yeah, you can tell I don't have a box anymore. I cut this corner off, added this panel. Instead, you gotta get your tolerances good too, you know what I'm saying? Like down up in there where it counts. You gotta get that everywhere. But that's it. The roof here, this is for the 3D printer. That's my brim, if you know what I'm saying. I'll show you later. That's all, folks. Bro, nothing's fucking working. I can't put this together. My pieces fail. I spent too much money. Like, holy moly. This is one of my first prototypes, ABS. It was a little small, so I made it bigger with ASA. But I sent the same file over, so I just printed it twice. I printed it again, and it failed. Fuck you guys. And then I printed it again, and here we are. We got this one. And then I drilled these holes in it, and I didn't drill them right, so. And it's not as stiff as I would like. She's flat, she's strong, but just not fucking as stiff as I want. So, but then check what happens out when you do it this way. So there's no wall line. Like, it's all like the plastic has been snapped at every edge, and so it's dope. Like, it looks so sweet, dude. You only see plastic in the one direction. This is what I was going for with the carbon fiber, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to use this little pack paired with these big packs. Like, is that not an issue? That should totally be an issue, right? I can't just like put all this in series and call it fucking 22 series, right? I can't do that. Technically there's enough room for the QS8, but in practice, you're just not doing it. It's dumb as fuck. It is the original bottom plate, and then I'm gonna try to put mine down next to it without losing the screws that I got upside down inside of them. All right, and then you can see the size. So basically, mine's a little wider, not by much. So you accelerate too fast, boom, and then your shin here catches the corner of the top plate, and I know this, so I just went and did away with the effing corners so I don't do that. My box is a little bit taller than the original box. Like, the original box was like right here, and then my box is like right here. Then I gotta drop this lower than I had it just to make up for the extra height that it's getting. So that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Let's go put this box together. It's tough. I got the motor wires through the bottom of it. I got the side panel on with the gummies, and then if you can see down there's a button. At the blade, when you hit that button, all 4 batteries run in series, but it goes through this resistor here. It's 10 watts, 1 kilojoule. That's what it says on it, and it goes through that. All right, here we go. I threw some stickers on it. We currently have the 1, 2, 3 batteries wired in series right now, and then, well, once I wire the 4th battery in series, the box turns on. But I'm supposed to like soft start it, so I added a resistor on the inside, and I added that push button down there. Let's see if you. So when I push this button, when it's in this configuration, the capacitors pre-charger, they charge up, or you don't get a big spike of voltage in the. 52% battery. Or in other words, we're at 82.2 volts. And the 3rd tap turns it off. All right, so now it's on. I'm gonna come over here to the computer now. My fucking bolt's gonna spin up. And then they do this weird thing at the end there. I don't know if you're gonna be able to. She says 32. All right, let's see. All right, we're getting up to 32. I know I really want to go to like 27, so I wasn't able to pair the remote with the app wizard, the pairing wizard. So I'll show you guys how I did it. There's a bug in Windows. I'm fucking getting off of Windows like today actually and going to Linux. But if you disconnect from this, you gotta delete it and then re-find it every time you want to connect to it in the vesc tool. Once you've deleted it and then connected to it, you go to connections over here, and then you'll hit refresh, and it should be right there. So then you'll hit this connect button over here, and then you'll get the status down here. You notice that I'm connected to both vescs right now. So what you have to do then is go down to general, and I was using UART, so you had to put it in UART. The pairing done right here, you have to mark that to true. It usually is false. So what you do then is go to the vesc remote and change the control type from off. I ride a skateboard, so I use current and reverse. Let's see what this says. That's too much. And if we change this to like 1.5, let's just go to 2. And then write the configuration. still kind of hesitated there. If you were going to lower your top speed, you need to connect to your vesc. Once you're connected to the vesc, you go down to motor settings. Oh, this one right here, read the motor and write the motor or whatever, these are important. They're located over here. You need to use those instead of the typical ups and downs from the other ones. So we're in motor and we go to general. This used to be 100,000. I changed it to 50,000. And that gave me a top speed of 26. So you can mess with it, or you just, I mean, 87,000, and then I'm gonna write the motor config. So that gave me fucking 32 again. Let's try this one, 75,000. So I'm still getting fucking 32, and that's just like a lot. 50,000 seems to. $26.